The ongoing military takeover in Niger has drawn both regional and international condemnation. The African Union, West African Regional Bloc ECOWAS, the European Union and the United Nations have all reacted to the unfolding events. On Wednesday, a group of soldiers from the Presidential Guard declared that they had stripped President Mohamed Bazoum of his powers. Various nations have also condemned the takeover, among them France. His Foreign Minister, Catherine Colonna, says that a coup in Niger is not definitive. She says those responsible still have time to reinstate the ousted president. According to Colonna, French President Emmanuel Macron spoke to Bazoum early on Friday, and he says Bazoum is reachable and in good health. Back in 2021, Bazoum was elected president in Niger's first peaceful democratic transfer of power since its independence from France in 1960. Efforts to try to resolve the current situation in Niger so far include ECOWAS appointing Benin's President Patrice Talon to mediate in that situation.
Leaders have warned that unconstitutional power grabs greatly undermine efforts to stabilize Africa's Sahel region. The unfolding events in Niger may lead to a seventh such military takeover in West and Central Africa since 2020. Niger itself has experienced 4 coups since 1960. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has joined other leaders in calling for a return to order.
I spoke yesterday with President Bazoum. I don't know exactly where he is, but he was detained. He told me he was well, but he told me that the situation was very serious. And that is the reason why I made today a very strong appeal, not only for him to be immediately released, but not only that, for the democratic institutions to be reestablished.
The events in Niger show a worrying trend for the Sahel. From Mali in the west to Sudan in the east, the recurrence of coups has given way to the rise of military-led governments. These unconstitutional transitions of power come amid anti-insurgency operations in the region. Western nations have been looking to Niger to bolster the fight against militants by boosting its security forces.
I am indeed extremely worried. If you look at the region, you have a dramatic terrorist increase of activity in Mali, in Burkina Faso, in Niger, and coming closer and closer to the countries of the coast. You have military regimes in Mali, in Burkina Faso, now eventually in Niger, a fragile transition in Chad, and an horrible situation in Sudan. So we are witnessing that the whole belt south of the Sahara is becoming an extremely problematic area with terrible consequences for their populations and with terrible consequences for peace and stability in the African continent and further afield.
The situation in Niger is still uncertain, as some say the coup is not yet definitive. For now, all political activities remain suspended and borders closed as the wait continues. Anastasia Waweru for CGTN.